You guys have been sending in a ton of articles about this potential Dogecoin ETF. And let me tell you, this is where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
Now, you're probably thinking, on ETF, I got to get those right. It's like, think of it like a basket of stocks. But instead of picking individual companies, you're investing in a whole theme or a whole sector.
Right.
But this one is for Dogecoin, the meme coin that started as a joke. Could this be its path to legitimacy? Well, we dug into articles from Watcher Guru, FX Street, Brave New Coin, and a bunch more to find out. So first things first, Bitwise. They're the ones behind this ETF filing. And they're not just anybody, they're the world's largest crypto index fund manager.
Yeah, that's huge. That really adds weight to this application.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's not just some, small-time player jumping on the bandwagon.
Right. And the timing is interesting, too, right? This comes right after Bitwise set up a Dogecoin trust in Delaware.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So they're clearly serious about that.
Yeah, it seems like they're laying the groundwork, right?
Exactly.
Setting up that trust to hold the Dogecoin securely, kind of paving the way for the ETF.
Yeah, it's all connected.
Yep.
And it's not just Bitwise. RexShares and Osprey, they're also in this race for a Doge ETF.
A lot of folks are seeing dollar signs, I guess.
Right. The demand is there.
Yeah, meme coins are hot right now.
And if this gets approved, it would be the first Dogecoin ETF in the U.S.
Wow, a landmark moment for DOGE.
A landmark moment.
Potentially.
Potentially. Now, you want to get into the nitty-gritty of this filing.
Sure, let's dive in.
Okay. So the trust, it's going to work with these blocks of 10,000 shares. And each block is tied to a specific amount of Dogecoin.
Okay, so it's like a way for investors to get exposure without actually having to buy and manage the Dogecoin themselves?
Exactly. But here's the weird thing. DOGE's price actually dipped 4% after this announcement.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of counterintuitive, isn't it? You'd think news of an ETF would boost the price.
You would think.
Maybe investors are skeptical, huh?
Maybe.
Or maybe they just don't know what to make of it.
Could be. But on the other hand, some analysts are saying if this ETF gets approved, Dogecoin could surge. Like $7.50 to $1 short term.
Ooh, Doge to the moon.
Maybe even all $1.50 long term.
Okay, hold on now. Let's be realistic, though. Those are some pretty optimistic predictions, right?
Yeah.
A lot has to go right for Dogecoin to hit those numbers.
Like what?
Well, you'd need sustained interest from big institutional investors, for one.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, Dogecoin has a reputation for being, volatile.
Yeah, definitely volatile. And, let's not forget, Dogecoin's price has been, crashing lately.
Oh, yeah, it's taken a hit.
So does this filing change the outlook? Or is it too little, too late?
I don't know. That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The SEC's decision is the next big thing to watch.
Absolutely.
And, the political climate around crypto is always changing. What do you think? How will that affect the SEC's decision here?
That's a tough one. I mean, things seem a bit more crypto-friendly in Washington these days.
Mm-hmm.
But the SEC, they're going to scrutinize this,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Dogecoin's colorful history.
Yeah, they'll definitely be looking at historical precedents. How have they handled ETFs based on, less traditional assets?
Right, that'll give some clues. And speaking of other assets, you might have heard of this Doge ETF token. That is not the same as the Bitwise ETF.
Right, important distinction there. Don't get those mixed up.
Yeah, don't get fooled. So what does this all mean? It's a real clash of worlds, right? Traditional finance versus the Wild West of meme coins.
Exactly. And what happens next could tell us a lot about where crypto is headed.
A DOGE ETF could be huge, or it could fizzle out. What do you think will happen? Let us know. We'll be back to deep dive into the next chapter when it unfolds.